Today is Wednesday, July 14th, 2021. This is Dirt Tracker Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. Coming up, we are talking Spencer Bayston's unexpected outlaw win at the Brad Doty Classic, last night's USAC and World of Outlaws late model results, what to watch tonight, there's new podcast episodes, and more. Before we dive in, if you like what I'm doing here, please subscribe to the show, leave a review, and hit those follow and notification buttons depending on where you consume this. Make sure to follow at DIRTRACKR on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And don't forget, DIRTRACKR.com has a bunch more cool dirt racing stuff. Now, let's get going. Right off the top today, if you would have told me yesterday that we'd have a first-time winner with the Outlaws last night and asked me to guess who it would be, I'm 100% sure I would not have said Spencer Bayston. In his previous 49 Outlaw starts, Bayston had only 2 top 5 finishes and 7 top 10 finishes. To roll into a big race on the schedule with 48 cars in attendance and names like Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell in the field and win your first ever Outlaw race was a huge accomplishment. Bayston has been driving the McGee 11 in recent weeks following the team's split with Ian Madsen, and they've had speed. They won the most recent All-Star race last weekend at Sheppard Speedway, but last night was a big jump and something I'd guess most people probably weren't expecting. Bayston started third and took the lead on lap 8 from Logan Schuchart. That was following a caution for Cole Macedo. From there, he was able to hold off the field and drive away to his first Outlaw win and add his name to the prestigious list of Brad Doty Classic winners. Brad Sweet, Carson Macedo, Donnie Schatz, and Schuchart were the rest of the top 5. Kyle Larson had ignition issues earlier in the feature and finished 24th out of the race. I do wonder what would have happened if Tyler Courtney hadn't gotten spun early on. He led laps 4 and 5, but got spun after contact with Logan Schuchart. He was fast all night and eventually raced his way back to 7th. I have a hard time believing he wouldn't have been a factor. I know Attica is a track that Courtney and the All-Star guys have gotten a bunch of laps on lately, but it was pretty incredible to see him, Eliason, Bayston, all of those All-Star guys at the front of the Outlaw field. And Cap Henry, Zeb Wise, and Hunter Schoenberg were all also in the feature last night. It shows just how far Courtney continues to come in his early foray into full-time winged competition. Donnie Schatz had a nice 22nd to 4th run to get hard charger honors on the night after needing to transfer from the night's B-main. Brad Sweet extended his points lead to 142 now with his second place result, but we've had a change behind him. Macedo is now second with Gravel falling to third, 6 points behind the 41. Gravel was the most recent winner at Attica, but was never a factor last night, missing the dash and starting and finishing 10th. Starting tonight, the action moves over to Eldora for the 10,000 to win Joker's Wild. Sweet tops Schuchart and Schatz in win chances from the DIRTRACKR.com analytics prediction formula. If you can't be at Eldora, you can watch the action live tonight on Dirt Vision. If you're wondering today how Chase Elliott did last night in the USAC Midget Show at Red Dirt Raceway, don't worry, you didn't miss much. The team had a tough night, which started with not getting a qualifying lap. That put Chase dead last in Heat 4 to start, and he was not able to move forward. In the night's semi, he spun and later finished 17th, not transferring to the night's feature. It sounded like they were struggling with some car issues all night, so hopefully they'll have those resolved before they head to Solomon Valley tonight. In the night's feature, we were treated to our 4th first-time winner of 2021. Joining Emerson Axum, Kyle Cummins, and Corey Day, Daison Pursley led the final 8 laps to grab his first ever USAC National Midget victory. He ripped the top late in the going and topped a hard-charging Justin Grant, Zach Dahm, Kevin Thomas Jr., and Chris Wyndham. Kaylee Bryson had an impressive run going, leading laps after starting second, but she was taken out of contention late, tangling with the lap car of Trey Gropp. Points later, Buddy Kofoid finished 6th. Mid-America Midget Week continues tonight at Solomon Valley before heading to Jefferson County on Friday and Saturday. You can watch all of the action live on Flow Racing. I said on the show yesterday that I thought we could see a Chris Madden Brandon Sheppard showdown last night at Gondik Law, and in the closing laps, that's exactly what we got. Dennis Orb Jr. kept his strong recent string of races going by starting on the front row and leading the first 23 laps. But Brandon Sheppard took over on lap 24 and looked to be on his way to an easy 3rd win of the season. Several late cautions, though, kept the field tight and gave Madden chances. On the white flag lap, he tried a slider in turns 1 and 2 that couldn't quite clear Sheppy, and then coming to the checkered, he tried to power off the bottom, but the Rocket 1 was too good on the top, and B-Shep beat him back to the line. Madden ended up 2nd, Erb 3rd, Tyler Bruning was 4th, and James Giassi completed the top 5. It was a great run for Madden, who is now 14 straight top 10 finishes rolling along here, but Sheppard has been just a little bit better. Over the last 10 races, Sheppard's average finish is 3.9, while Madden's is 4.5. That small difference is why Madden can't seem to cut any more into Sheppard's points lead, which now sits at 68 after Gondik Law. At this point, Madden has got to start finding ways to finish ahead of the Rocket House car every single night out, even if it's only one position. 68 points is about 34 positions, and now that we are kind of past halfway in the schedule, Madden is going to start running out of race nights. The tough season for Cade Dillard continued last night as he was forced to sit out of the race dealing with illness. Jimmy Mars renumbered his car to 97 last night to help with Dillard's series status. The Outlaws are now off until Friday at River Cities. After losing the Tuesday night show to rain, the Summer Nationals are back in action tonight to start Week 5. The series takes on Circle City Raceway in Indianapolis for the first time ever. Bobby Pierce continues to lead the late model standings over Tanner English and Brian Shirley, while Nick Hoffman has locked up the modified championship with 12 wins so far. Pierce leads the way with 7 late model wins. Brian Shirley, Brandon Sheppard, and Shannon Babb all have 2, while Devin Moran, Tanner English, and Ashton Winger all have 1 apiece. Mike Harrison and Kenny Wallace are the only other guys with modified wins. I'm excited for the show tonight. I think the new Circle City track is really racy. We've seen some fantastic shows there so far between the All-Stars and USAC, and that World of Outlaws late model show there back in June. And several guys that were in attendance that night in the Outlaw show will also be at Circle City tonight. So we'll have to see if that knowledge of the track pays off. Pierce and Ryan Unzicker are 2 of the guys on that list to keep an eye on tonight. If you can't attend Circle City, you can watch the action live on Dirt Vision. And if you aren't interested in Eldora, the USAC Midgets, or Summer Nationals, the Short Track Super Series is also racing tonight. The North Region takes on the Bloomsburg Fair Raceway for 50 laps and $5,000 to win. Matt Sheppard and Anthony Perego are tied atop the North Region point standings right now with Stuart Friesen, Mike Mahaney, and Andy Bacchetti in tow. This will be the series' first trip to Bloomsburg, and the field should be stout tonight with names like Billy Pouch Jr., Ryan Waugh, Matt Williamson, and Tyler Dipple all also planning to race. Great 602 sportsmen are also on the card with hot laps starting at 6 p.m. Eastern and racing at 7. If you can't be there, Flow Racing has the live stream. In Western Sprint Tour action last night at Willamette Speedway, we had the same top 5 as the night before, just in a different order. Colby Copeland grabbed the win over Justin Cox, Tanner Holmes, Corey Day, and Tyler Thompson. Cox will be looking to break through tonight at sunset after back-to-back second-place finishes to open the week. Every week on Wednesday, I point out new Dirt Racing podcast episodes, and this week is no different. Wing Nation has Brad Sweet, Mark Dobmeyer, and Brad Doty. Open Red has Cole Macedo. Loud Pedal has Kevin Olson and Stevie Reeves. Forward Bite has Chuck Atkins and Michael Brown. The Dirt from Knoxville has Steve Post. Ohio Dirt has David Gravel. Passing Points has Kevin Thomas Jr. And there are new episodes of Stick Signals, The Dirt Reporters, The Dirt Nerds, Wednesdays with Wayne, and the Midwest Autosports Podcast. To check out a full list of these shows and recent episodes, visit DIRTRACKR.com/podcasts. And if you missed it yesterday, I dropped a new Conversations episode. My good friend Blake Anderson hopped on to talk all things sprint cars this week in Ohio, including win picks and dark horses for the Kings Royal, what Kyle Larson's chances are, some potential car count ideas. We talk some All-Stars as well, and a bunch more. If you don't know Blake, he's the voice of the All-Star Circuit of Champions and is super knowledgeable and about not only sprint cars, but dirt racing in general. You can find that episode on the YouTube channel and the podcast feed. There are 9 shows on the streaming schedule for today. Dirt Vision has the Summer Nationals at Circuit City. Wow, that was a bad reference. Circle City. And the Joker's Wild from Eldora. Flow Racing has Flow 24/7 plus the USAC Midgets. Weekly Racing from Action Track USA and the Short Track Super Series. Race and Dirt has the USMTS at Casino Speedway, and Speed Sport has weekly action at Buena Vista and Night 3 of the Western Sprint Tour. To see the full daily streaming schedule with links to watch, visit DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight. That's it for the show today. Hope you have a good Wednesday. If you have thoughts about the topics on today's show, please leave them in the comments below or tweet at me. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow for more Dirt Tracker Daily.